What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We definitely did. As those holidays near, we got to get working on some of these projects around here. Main focus is we need to get this little ATV, this little Bombardier DS 90 done so that little Tim can get this for Christmas. So today we're gonna get started on that. We're gonna go ahead and get it cleaned off, power washed, and probably remove some of the plastics and kind of get an idea underneath all this mud and stuff of what needs to be replaced other than the obvious things. So we will go ahead and get started on that. We'll pull this thing out, give it a good power washing, a little bit of a scrubbing, and then probably remove these plastics on here and kind of assess our situation. So stay tuned. All right, everyone, here it is. I know I did put a short up of it, so you may have already seen it, but I believe it's an 02 Bombardier DS 90. It's a little two-stroke. So we got it for our son for Christmas. It's in pretty rough shape. It doesn't have any compression, so the top end is gonna for sure need to be rebuilt. From what I understand is these were oil injected originally. This one has had the tank removed and a Keen carburetor put on it. Only issue is it puts that air filter right there in the front for all the mud and water and debris to get all over and suck up moisture, water, whatever that can make it through that filter into the engine. So we've got to figure out running an air box back. My idea is to put it back here where this oil tank was. So I'm gonna look into how I need to go ahead and build some type of piping, run it back here, and build some type of small air box to kind of keep that that air filter free of debris, water, mud, etc. So first thing though, really disgusting, covered in mud, and it's kind of hard to see every little thing that it does need. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and then we can probably remove some of these plastics. This one was pretty easy. And see what we can repair, what we need to try to source, and what else it's gonna need. So let's get to it. Right, that was a wet, muddy mess, but it looks pretty good. right, so now that we got that cleaned up, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and remove these plastics off of it and kind of get a better idea, or see underneath of it, get a better idea on what I'm gonna need. It's looking like I'm gonna need quite a few fasteners, and the plastics look like they have, where the fasteners go through, broken, split, and cracked and whatnot. So I can get them off, get an idea how many fasteners I'm gonna need, and then go ahead and probably get a plastic weld kit. Never done it before, but I think that's gonna probably be the best way to secure all these plastics. It's too old, you can't find new ones for it. So if I can go ahead and get everything welded and structurally sound, we can see what it looks like. If it looks kind of crappy, I'll probably go ahead and do a coat of Raptor liner. That's what I did on my last bike, and it seemed to hold up pretty well. I don't have any issues with it, so might just do that. We'll see after we do the plastic weld on it, and then also get an idea on what other parts we may need. So let's get to that and kind of get a count on how many fasteners we need and what other parts. Let's go. Here we are, cleaned up. I did go ahead and grease up these front spindles or hubs or whatever you want to call them off camera. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble this and try to get a count on how many fasteners I'm gonna need. I know it needs an exhaust. Gonna go ahead and see if I can tighten this chain up, or if I'm gonna need to go ahead and get a new chain and go from there. So stay tuned. So here's what we got. Bike's torn apart as far as plastics go. Probably have to give it another cleaning. There's some dirt, a lot of dirt actually underneath. All the plastics hidden up in there. So next, I got to count. I'm gonna just go ahead and be safe and get 30 bolts, fender bolts, with the decorative ring on there and make them look a little nicer. And I just got to figure out a couple ways here to mount plastics like these that have broke. I got some of the tabs. I'm gonna go ahead and try to plastic weld. I think I can put a couple holes here and just add some bolts. Same with on this side. This one's broke. Bolt up in there. So I think we'll be good with that. And we have that little cowl right here. It's like somebody had drilled holes here and here, so they had zip ties on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run bolts all the way down. There's a hole down there. So, and then we'll just maybe put a fake bolt there or something to cover these up, or some type of rubber grommet on both sides, and that'll clean this up. And then as far as down here, we have the rear fairing. You can see there's a crack there, there. And there's two tabs that are supposed to hold little like studs, and on this side they broke off. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and drill all the way through on both sides and just put little bushings, just steel bushings, and then put the fairing bolts or the fender bolts through the top with the decorative bolts that with here and here. This side's broken, so I'm gonna make a new bracket to match that side just out of some thin metal. So I think that will work. I did have to cut the grips off the original handlebars to get it to fit through here. So add some new grips and all these little reflectors or whatever. I think we're gonna go ahead, the rear ones are all bent up. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and I might leave the fronts, but on the back I'm gonna cut them off and just grind the weld smooth, put some paint. And then where this front, that had a big plastic front bumper, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these bent up pieces off, because if I bend them out and he hits something, they're just gonna bend back. Go ahead and cut them off and determine whether I'm just gonna get some tubing and bend some tubing to make another little front bumper, or what I'm gonna do for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the grinder. We're gonna cut these off, cut these back tabs off back here, or reflectors off back here, because they're all busted and broke, and go from there. Probably give it another wash. All right, YouTube, I think we got everything we're gonna get done for today. We got it cleaned up a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's much better. That was a ton of mud. I mean, tons of mud. So we went ahead and we got those front spindles greased up. Today we got it washed, disassembled. We got a rough idea on fastener count. I'm gonna just order a couple extra. That way we have them, and especially, you know, maybe one might rattle loose eventually or whatever. We just have some spares. Let's see here. Here's the plastics. They cleaned up pretty nice. Just got to plastic weld those broken tabs and get everything secured, fix those cracks, and we'll either print some decals ourselves for him, or we'll order some. And I don't think we're gonna need to paint it. I think that we are gonna be able to save these. Like I said, you might see some little white cracks here, but nothing major. I think they'll clean up all right. The seat, we will have to recover that. So we'll go ahead and next time we will remove the leather off that seat and see what we're gonna do about recovering it. Probably like to keep it orange just to match the bike, and if we're not gonna paint the plastics. So we'll do that. Do need to get down in here and check all this tension on this chain. So we'll do that next time as well. Pretty nasty, pretty dirty all over. But anyway, we got our list of stuff to start. I think that if we need anything else, it's just gonna be odds and ends that I missed. But we got our fender fasteners. I'm gonna go ahead and get some silver paint, pop these wheels off, give them a fresh coat of paint, some flat black for that frame, touch it up, make it look a little nicer, and especially hit those spots where I removed the on that front bumper and those tabs on the back, those reflectors. So I'm gonna hit that up, hit as much as I can up with black paint. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm not gonna remove engine and all that stuff. I mean, I'll just tape up, mask up, and spray it. Got to get that plastic weld kit so we can fix these plastics up. Got to get our top end, get the thing running, or finish up our air box, figure out what we're going to do with that. We just got to figure out how I'm going to bend something that thin of tubing. Might need to try like an exhaust shop or something to see if they got anything small like that we can to use. Make the airbox. We got to order some new grips. I had to cut those off. We got the exhaust, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and throw on a little headlight for him. That way he can see riding around and you know, when it starts to get low light. Might even throw some rock lights on it, just so he's real visible around the yard or wherever he's gonna start riding. And we got to get some new riser bolts. 3 of them were good. 1 was broken. No big deal. Just gonna go ahead and find out some new riser bolts for it, and we'll be good. So I think that will be it. That will get us to our next video, where we'll start ripping up that top end and plastic welding these fenders, touch up on this chain, make sure it's tight. We'll tighten, and hopefully when we dig into that engine, it's only a top end that we need, and then we'll go ahead and go from there, figure out what we're gonna do for a front bumper. So if you guys like this video, please be sure to leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. It really helps out the channel. We really love to see it growing. And if you have any comments, please
leave them. We do read all the comments and try to get back to everybody, and we just really enjoy the feedback. So please like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you next time.